a fascinating study of light and sound. Winner of the 1929 Academy Award for Unique and Artistic Picture, F.W. Murnau's silent film, seen today, offers much cinematic food for thought and historical interest, even as what passes for a plot has less credibility than most operas. In the latter, it's the music that forgives everything. In the former, it's the marvelous array of textures and tones on the screen, coupled with the beginnings of sound effects and a bounty of instrumental music, borrowed from the likes of Grieg, Wagner, and Johann Strauss Jr., or originally written R.H. Bassett, Carly Eleanor, Erno Rapé, Hugo Reisenfeld, and Willy Schmidt-Gentner have had their uncredited talents put to use at various times in premieres. Only the overuse of saccharine portamenti from the violins will bother some modern ears. Ably assisted by the stellar cinematographers, Charles Rocher and Charles Struss, Murnau keeps the black and white images alive with all manner of techniques and textures. A slight breeze gives the woman from the cities, Margaret Livingston, a model of lust and treachery, garments an extra shimmer. The luckless wife, stoically rendered by Janet Gaynor in a hairdo so severe that it must have hurt, serves perpetually steaming hot soup to a suddenly empty table. A mist on the moor is conveniently available when the woman's seductive, seen in all of its puckering glory but not heard, whistle lures the entranced man, using his head and eyes in place of dialogue. George O'Brien has no problem conveying this character from near humpback monster to repentant spouse. One of the few titles melts away like water when the key word drowned is introduced to the plot. The split of country-city life is inventively juxtaposed as if the troubled couple were watching a drive-in movie just a few years ahead of the real thing in 1933. An ever-present full moon lights up the countryside, the water, and even the twin-bed sleep quarters. How did their child ever get born? Giving all of those scenes a variety of glows and shadows. Through the use of ghostly superimposition, the husband's struggle with his dull life wife and the sensuous temptress is expressed in way words never could. The city's smoke and dust stand in stark contrast to the idyllic fields where oxen live contentedly, in no rush at all to reach their next destination. Stopping traffic with a prolonged kiss gives the reconciled pair an out-of-frame experience that paved the way for present-day weather reports and green screen techniques. The few bits and pieces of sound effects, mostly tolling bells of various sizes and crowd noise, also set the table for Foley artists and sound designers of the future. Perhaps the most curious musical sound effect is the use of a somewhat burbling French horn to take the place of the man's desperate calls for his presumed drowned wife, only to be outdone, higher pitch, by his mother-in-law's late-night summons, saving the beleaguered husband from a charge of murder that no judge would be inclined to sustain. Naturally, brilliantly, a sunrise ends the proceedings in a blaze of triumph for the cast. But today's viewers, who are unable to just enjoy the son et lumière, will likely be quite rightly annoyed at the poorly balanced narrative. Although funny at moments, don't miss the barber's Ralph Siplerly fantastic ability to roll his eyes. But as a production that trailblazed so many cinematic techniques still in use today, the early tracking shot of the woman must have surprised many moviegoers. It's time well spent without having to say a word. 4 stars for this. And if you enjoyed this review, please subscribe to the channel.